This video demonstrates the procedure for replacing the main PCB board in the SP-401S lighting unit. The process covers both PCB versions, LK1 and LK1.5, and includes identifying the wiring layout, installing the new board, and arranging the internal cables to ensure safe and reliable operation. Before starting the procedure, prepare the following tools: a multi-bit sleeve screwdriver, an H4 bit, a PZ1 bit, and a PH1 bit. As an alternative to using bit adapters, you may also prepare individual screwdrivers with the appropriate tip sizes. The following table shows the recommended torque values for the screws. Ensure that each screw is tightened according to the specified torque values. The PCB must be replaced if the lighting unit fails to operate even after the fuse, batteries, or LED module have been verified or replaced. Other indicators include visible corrosion, burned components, or signs of moisture on the circuit board. Such damage can lead to communication failure or total loss of power functionality. The SP-401S lighting unit may be equipped with one of two PCB versions, LK1 or LK1.5. The replacement process is identical for both boards. Both PCB versions are equipped with a dedicated radio module. If only the PCB is being replaced, the radio module must be removed from the old PCB and installed on the new PCB. If a new radio module is installed and the lamp is connected to an ALCMS, the radio module MAC address must be updated in the ALCMS to restore full monitoring and communication functionality. If a new radio module is required, please refer to the dedicated video, How to Replace the Radio Module, for detailed instructions. To disconnect the solar panel cable from the lighting unit, rotate the latch counterclockwise and carefully remove it from the power connector. To remove the lighting unit from the permanent mount, start by unscrewing the 4 screws from underneath the mounting plate. Lift the lighting unit from the mounting plate. Remove the lighting unit from portable mount. Start by releasing the safety latches. Gently remove the lighting unit, being careful not to bend the rear latches. Remove the antenna before unscrewing the housing. Next, using a power drill or a multi-bit screwdriver equipped with an H4 bit, remove the 8M5x20 screw securing the SP-401S lamp housing. Remove the screws, then carefully lift the top cover and place it beside the bottom housing, keeping in mind that the wires are still connected and must not be pulled apart. Before starting the operation, disconnect the yellow cable from the fuse holder to cut off the power flow in the lamp. Disconnect the two blue cables connecting the PCB to the negative terminals of the batteries. In the upper section of the housing, remove the masking plate that covers access to the PCB. Remove the 4 M3x6 screws using a multi-bit screwdriver with a PZ1 bit and take out the masking plate. After unscrewing the screws, remove the masking plate from the housing. Before replacing the PCB, unplug the gray antenna cable. Do this gently to avoid accidentally damaging the cable. Then, gently take out the radio module, lifting it a bit from one side and then from the other. After removing the radio module, set it aside in a safe place so it can be installed on the new PCB. If your PCB variant is LK1.5, the radio module removal procedure is different. Using a 2 mm hex key, unscrew the radio module from the PCB board. Next, gently disconnect the radio module from the PCB board. And then unplug the gray antenna cable from the radio module. After removing the radio module, set it aside in a safe place so it can be installed on the new PCB. Disconnect all connectors connected to the PCB. Using a PH1 bit, unscrew the 4 M3x6 screws securing the PCB to the housing. This procedure is the same for both PCB versions, LK1 and LK1.5. Then gently remove the PCB from the housing. Prepare the new PCB from the spare parts. The installation procedure is the same for both PCB versions, LK1 and LK1.5. To install the new PCB, align the 4 mounting holes on the PCB with the holes inside the housing. Then, using a PH1 screwdriver, secure the PCB in place by tightening the 4 M3x6 screws. The following diagram shows the wire connectors on the LK1.0 PCB. Use this diagram as a reference when disconnecting and reconnecting the wiring during PCB replacement. The following diagram shows the wire connectors on the LK1.5 PCB. Although the connector layout differs from the LK1.0 version, the electrical functions remain the same. Always verify connector positions according to the correct PCB version before completing the installation. Connect all wire connectors to the PCB according to the previously shown diagram for your specific PCB version. Ensure that each connector is placed in the correct position and avoid misplacing or forcing any connections. Observe the radio module orientation and connector layout. Ensure proper connector alignment during insertion, noting that one side contains a higher number of pins than the opposite side. Then, carefully insert the new module into the PCB so the connectors don't get bent. The radio module should fit smoothly into the connectors without applying excessive force. After that, gently plug in the gray antenna cable back into the radio module. Prepare the LK1.5 radio module and attach the gray antenna cable firmly to its connector. Next, connect the radio module to the PCB board by gently attaching it to the board's connector. Tighten the mounting screw to secure the component to the PCB. After completing the operation, reinstall and secure the masking plate in its original position. Place the masking plate into the upper part of the housing, ensuring that the wires from the PCB pass through the designated hole on the left side. Make sure the electronic connection diagram label is facing outward. Then secure the masking plate using 4 M3x6 screws. Tighten them in an opposite sequence using a multi-bit screwdriver equipped with a PZ1 bit. Connect the two blue wires coming from the PCB to the battery positive terminals. Connect the yellow wires from the fuse holder to the upper and lower parts of the housing. After each opening of the SP-401S lamp housing, replace the gasket located between the upper and lower parts of the housing. The gasket may be removed by carefully passing it over either the upper or lower part of the housing. Subsequently, install a new gasket by sliding it over the housing from either the top or the bottom section of the unit. Next, close the lamp. This can be performed using one of two methods. By positioning the gasket on the lower section of the housing and placing the upper section on top of it. Position the upper housing section so that the power supply connector is located on the opposite side of the battery connectors. The second method involves inserting the gasket into the groove of the upper housing section, and gently positioning the lower housing section against it. Next, insert 8 M5x20 screws through the upper housing section, then secure them from underneath using M5 nuts. Use a multi-bit screwdriver equipped with an H4 bit to tighten the screws. Tighten the screws in an opposite sequence to ensure proper and even compression of the gasket. If the gasket shifts out of position during assembly and becomes pinched while tightening the housing, a characteristic bulge may appear, and the lamp may lose its watertight integrity. In this case, open the housing, properly adjust the gasket, and tighten the housing again. After properly securing the housing, locate the antenna socket on the upper section of the lamp and ensure that the gasket is installed. Then install the antenna by screwing it into the antenna socket. Before inserting the lamp, unlock and open the safety latches. Carefully insert the lamp so that the rear part hooks onto the latches holding the lamp in place. Then, close the front safety latches to lock the lamp securely in place. Place the lamp on the base and screw it in from underneath, tightening the screws opposite each other. Use a 4mm hex key and tighten the screws to keep the lamp steady and secure. To connect the solar panel, look for the power connector on the side of the lighting unit. When connecting the devices, locate the thickest pin and align pin number 4 with input port number 4, or position it so that the thickest pin faces the power connector cover. Insert the connector carefully until it is fully seated in the socket, then turn the latch clockwise to lock the power cord in place. After replacing the PCB, begin by checking the charging and status LED indicators. Verify that the LEDs behave according to normal operating logic, confirming that the PCB is powered correctly, and the battery charging circuit is active. Correct LED behavior confirms that the PCB is properly supplied and that the basic power and control functions are working as expected. Next, activate the lamp using the emergency switch. Confirm that the lamp turns on immediately, and the lamp operates at full intensity in emergency mode. This test verifies correct PCB control of the LED module and confirms that the emergency mode logic is functioning properly. After the test, deactivate emergency mode according to the correct button sequence. Refer to the instructional video, Device Operation via Emergency Switch, for more information about the turning on and off sequence. Then, test remote operation and radio communication using UR101, ALCMS, or UR201. Send commands to turn the lamp on and off and verify that the lamp responds correctly to remote commands. The selected operating mode or intensity is applied as expected, and communication remains stable. Remote operation must be verified from a distance of at least 300 meters to confirm correct radio range and proper radio module installation. Successful operation at this distance confirms that the radio configuration and communication performance are correct. For more information about PCB replacement, refer to the SP-401S maintenance manual.